Hey, what's up, good people? How you doing? Welcome back to Stock Up with Larry Jones. It's good to be before you one more time. I know I sound like I'm in church, but hey, let's just go over some of these earnings and get right into it, shall we? Let's see. As you could see, the Dow, again, the 11th straight consecutive day of positive close for the Dow, the S&P, and the NASDAQ are nicely green there, right? And then let's go to Alphabet, which has reported, okay? So as we could see here, we could read some of the data. Shares of Alphabet rose 7% in extended trading hours on Tuesday, which is today. We got the earnings, 144 per share versus 134 per share. That is good. Revenue, 74.6 billion versus 72.82. All right, that's good. Expected by, as you can see, right? Then YouTube, which you are watching now, YouTube, 7.67 billion versus 7.43 billion. All right, according to the street account. Okay, so good. Maybe I'll get a raise. All right. Google, 8.03 billion versus 7.87 billion. Okay. All right. And then a traffic cost is a whopping 12.54 billion versus 12.37 billion. All right. So their traffic acquisition costs went up. So you had a 7% rise in revenue to 74.6 billion for the second quarter. So Alphabet, aka Google, actually did well. Now, I want you guys to look at the Moomoo app. On your phone, you get all of these, watch this, touch that. You get all of these warnings. So here you go. You have it right here on your Moomoo app. Live update, Microsoft. Here we go with Alphabet, right? Here are the numbers that we just read, okay? Let's look at where Google is after hours. As we could see, Alphabet, as we could see after hours, it's up. So it closed mainly flat, all right? It was up 91 cents, but now after hours, it is up 5.8%, an extra $7. As you can see, the close was 122 and after hours it's 129.91. So Alphabet, aka Google, is doing well after hours. Now, here's what I want you to do for me before we go to the next stock. I want you to be honest and tell me, not for those of you that made money, we do that all of the time. For those of you that lost money, maybe doing a put on Alphabet or doing the SQQQ, you let me know, and I want you to tell me if you did lose money by playing earnings and why. This is what's going to truly help us, because the lessons are in the losses and not in the wins. Okay. All right. So now let's go. I got the wrong clicker here. Let's go and see what is happening with Microsoft, right? Let's look at some of the things that's happening with Microsoft. As we could see here, Microsoft is pretty flat after hours, and it may be going up. You could see here, not by much. Closed at 350. It's 348.50, right? But I want you guys to listen to this exchange. It's only 2 minutes, and we'll go from there.
Your instant reaction to that, Azure better than expected, but still representing a slowdown versus what we saw last year. Does that matter?
I think it's an initial beat, and this is all the drum roll to what I view as really the key with AI. And in terms of not just next quarter, next 2 to 3 years, where they are at the top of the mountain to monetize AI. So I think this is one conference call. I expect Nadella to be upbeat. And I think you look at these numbers, it's hard to pick holes in it. In my opinion, I think I'll call it an A- quarter. I expect A+ in terms of the conference call. I think there's a stock 24 hours from now that will be green, as long as we have a forecast that continues to be in line to slightly higher.
Does AI and these newer applications of AI enable Microsoft to take market share from others like Amazon?
I mean, right now, they are gaining market share from Jassy and AWS. And I think ultimately it's in their backyard of the enterprise. They're going to gain more and more share. We believe for every $100 of cloud spend, they could gain an incremental $35 to $40. And that's right now. This is just get out the popcorn moment. Any sort of knee-jerk reaction, we view this as just sort of an asterisk. I view this as a $3.5 trillion market cap in a year.
All right. I'm a little disappointed you didn't bring the popcorn to set today.
It's popping backstage.
Okay.
Adam, it goes back to the question, and we'll see where the numbers shake out. You mentioned the guide comes on the call. Microsoft is in the red, at least for the moment, after hours, though. Looking through, I'm looking through some of the business lines. I'm sure we'll hear more from Steve Kovac in just a bit. You know, they look fine. LinkedIn revenue up 5%, 7% constant currency. Office consumer products, cloud services up 3%, 6% constant currency. Windows OEM down, which you'd probably expect in a quarter like this. But again, it goes to that question, how good, especially given that I was looking back, these stocks chop around for a little bit a couple days after earnings sometimes and then make a dramatic move.
No, right. I think, with Microsoft and AI, Microsoft dominates AI mind share. Now, I think it's a question of how quickly you start to see AI really start to hit the financial statements, the income statement. And that really kind of remains to be seen. It won't necessarily be an immediate massive driver, especially for the Azure division. But over the course of the next fiscal year, and we're going to get insight into the next fiscal year tonight, because this is their fiscal Q4, that could be a different story. But I think for now, the mind share might be running a little bit ahead as far as the ultimate financial impact over the next couple of quarters with this company.
So here's one of the things that I could sleep at night with Microsoft, right? So the one gentleman said that in 24 hours, it'll probably be green, right? And there is plenty of room for growth with Microsoft, especially in their cloud and AI, right? And so we have to keep an eye on that. So I would feel better, me personally now, after earnings, entering into a Microsoft play at this point, because sometimes you just don't know. It didn't move much, but as you know, just like the FOMC meeting, which will be tomorrow, sometimes it takes a minute for the market to digest. One of the things I do like about it is this PE of 38 for a company like Microsoft. I could sleep better with a PE of 38 than I can load it up with a PE of 75. And this is Tesla. Now, yes, I dollar cost average into Tesla every week with small amounts. But as you guys know, I swing trade Tesla by doing call options all of the time. You guys have seen, we all make money just doing these options. Somebody says I'm bragging too much. I'm not bragging. I'm just trying to help the family when I say, and I do it right in front of you guys where I say, hey, look, this is what I'm doing on these Tesla options, doing call options, right? I don't really short Tesla. You guys saw me do one share of a short and I made money on it. But I've done probably 15 call options consecutively and made money on all of them because it keeps defying gravity, okay? If you look at this morning's video, which I will leave in this box, I give you a buy range here recently. I believe support was at 277. I want you to watch the video that's going to come in this box. Now, it doesn't mean that it hits that support level. It means that that level becomes support, that it goes above it and closes above 177. Now, I'm saying 177, but I want you to watch that video to make sure. Okay, so let's go back to it. I like, as you can see, this PE is 75 as opposed to a 38 PE. And then if you look at Google, you can also see a 27 PE, right? And Google is up after hours and it's a good play. Even now, after earnings, rather than gamble, now we could see the flow of it, right? So I want you guys to be honest with me and let me know if you lost money playing earnings. Me personally, I usually buy the rumor, sell the news. And there's sometimes when there's a lot of positive information leading into earnings, and you guys have seen me make money based on earnings. I actually make a lot of money based on earnings, but when I'm not 100% sure, then I don't enter in, because I used to lose a lot of money based on earnings by gambling, all right? So I want to point your attention to some of the top stories today, right? Dow closes higher, I said 11 straight days. It's the 12th straight day, all right? Longest since 2017. It's been the longest rally. I want someone to Google the significance of that. It is a strong sign that a bull market will continue. Well, should I say, let me reword it. It's a strong sign that we won't soon enter back into a bear market, but we could have a cool down, right? It is not 100%. It's just a sign. So just keep that in mind. All of these things helps us to make money and keep money. And look at this. Stock market today, NASDAQ closes higher ahead of Alphabet and Microsoft earnings. Dow's, okay, 12 gains. See here, 12 straight day gain, right? All right. The NASDAQ leads gains with Microsoft and Alphabet results on deck. These were done before the market closed. Okay, here's what I really want to tell you guys about, and that's tomorrow. The FOMC meeting is tomorrow. So here we have earnings and the FOMC meeting. It gets really, 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 really tricky. Now, I know there's a lot of guys that have plays. I'm not telling you not to follow them, but anything I say is not a suggestion for you to buy, hold, or sell. But I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to look you in the eye and tell you the most dangerous time to be trading. All right. I'm not talking about investing. I'm not talking about DCA. And for those of you that ask, hey, what about the $5 a day? It does not stop. If you ask me tomorrow, if you ask me next month, if you ask me next year, if you ask me in a bear market, if you ask me in a bull market, if you ask me in a sideways trading market, I'm going to tell you that that does not stop. Continue to dollar cost average in small amounts of money. Here's my point that's going to save you a lot of money. If you don't know, if you're not 80% sure of which way a stock is going to go, don't gamble, right? And now you have earnings and you have the FOMC meeting. The Fed is talking tomorrow. It started today, but he will give his decision tomorrow. And then after that comes the dog and pony show. You guys know I've aired every one of them for the last couple of years now. And the longer the Fed talks, the more the market tanks. So why take the risk? Understand and believe your level of trading. Understand and believe your level of trading. If you're not a pro trader, don't do it. As a matter of fact, a lot of pro traders don't trade during an FOMC meeting. Okay, so I just wanted to say that, keep that in there. Listen, for those of you that have downloaded the Moo app, continue to get it funded with a minimum of $100. As you can see, you actually get this right off the bat by depositing $100. Continue, and next week I'm just going to go back into some simple ways to use the app. But as you could see that I showed you on here, we get all of these notifications, and you actually could have listened to the earnings live. That is one of the things that I like about Moo. It gives you all of these updates. Look at that. Live. You get all of these updates. And it also actually sometimes gives you hints on which directions that the stock is headed to. It'll say, let's say Tesla is expected to deliver X amount. And if you want to keep an eye on this. And so I've made a lot of money off of the data that comes with Moo. As far as data, I know we talk about Webull, but as far as data and helping me make money, Moo is that app for me, because all of the interesting articles do help me to make money. Okay, I'm going to leave it right there. Just wanted to come in and shine a light on some things. At this level, with all of tech being too frothy, Microsoft is one that I could get behind. All right, we're going to leave it right there, good people. We'll see you tomorrow. Live, love, laugh, learn, and earn.